Hello, good evening. In this video, I will talk about Sardar Patel, the first Deputy Prime Minister of India and Home Ministers, and you always know him as an Iron Man of India. The Iron Man exceptional quality as a realist and a fighter were molded early in his life. His comradeship with Jawaharlal Nehru with cemented by their loyalty to Gandhi. Since India will be celebrating the 1/5th anniversary of Sardar Patel, birth on October 31st this year, let me recall some quality of his that have been forgotten. The first is the care he took of his four brothers, three of whom were older than him, and one of his older sister, Dahiba, who was youngest sibling. Being a middle son, Vallabh as a boy did not receive much respect or affection, which made him a realist and a fighter. However, a largeness of heart made Vallabh, who possessed a sharp brain as well a founder of his five siblings, whose father Jhabir Bhai never rich had over time lost much of what he possessed. The brother benefiting the most from Vallabh's helplessness was the one born just before him, the brilliant Vittal Bhai Patel, also a hero of our freedom movement, who died from illness in 1933 in Europe after Subhas Bose had nursed him there earlier from 1925 to 1930. When the British were in control, Vittal Bhai had served as the president of what was called the Central Legislative Assembly. Although enjoying prestige, the CLA had no power. Much prior to that, Vittal and Vallabh had traveled one after another from Gujarat, Borsad town, where the brothers were formidable leader, all the way to London to become the barrister, diligently saving money Vallabh had quietly obtained from Thomas Cook and Son, the travel company of passports as well as passage on a ship to England. Addressed quite properly to V.J. Patel later, and Borsad, the envelope containing the document was taken by the postman to the home of Vittal, who too was V.J. Patel, pleader Borsad. As your brother, said Vittal to Vallabh, I cannot go to England after you. I will go with you, passport and your ticket. Not only did Vallabh agree, he said he would pay for his Vittal expenses in London and in addition look after Vittal's wife. Diwali in Borsad. 4 years later, in 1910, Vallabh traveled himself to London, performed outstandingly there, and returned in 1912 as a barrister. Even from jail and before he was approached, Sardar would help freedom fighters and look after their medical need. Morarji Desai told me in Mumbai in April 1987 when I interviewed him for my Patel biography, the heart of the Iron Man was moved by the hardship of fellow fighter. Very few today know that one of the greatest landmarks of Patel life was how in July 1947 he inspired and mobilized the people of Ahmedabad and adjacent area against a severe storm that lasted for 7 continuous days. Patel was then the president of the Gujarat Pradesh Congress Committee and president also of the Ahmedabad Municipal Council. Surprised and impressed by the Patel's success in organizing relief, official of the Raj proved his interest in subtitles and loud laughter was his response. A Sir Vallabhbhai would have tickled many them in later, but the son born to Kheda district, Jharabhai and Ladwa Patel was destined to leave for posterity the image of a stronger, more grounded, more consequently characters. When in the mid 1920s, a century ago, that is Patel ran Ahmedabad and Jawaharlal Nehru was running Allahabad the same way, heading its municipal council. Those were the intergum year between non-cooperation movement of 1920-22 and civil disobedience movement 1933-30. Elsewhere in India, Chittaranjan Das headed the Kolkata municipality, Rajendra Prasad the Patna town council, and Vittal Bhai Patel the Mumbai municipality. As a result, lessons were learned that would prove highly useful when independence came in 1947. In 1948, 20 years after Patel had ended his city role, a civic tribute given to him in Mumbai. You Free India Deputy Prime Minister responded, have mentioned several achievements. Some I have achieved and some I have not. But one thing I accept without reservation, I severed Ahmedabad municipality to the best of my ability. I had unallowed happiness tackling the dirt of the city. You have a good night rest tackling politics keep you disturbed even at night. Departure from city duty freed Vallabhbhai for his extraordinary leadership of the victorious Bardoli Satyagraha of 1928, organized about 270 kilometers south of Ahmedabad in Gujarat countryside, where people gave him his Sardar title. He and Nehru were part of the freedom movement from 1916. If not earlier, Patel close teamwork with Jawaharlal began in 1937. When the two toured the Gujarat together for a week, Gandhi wrote Patel, when you two got together, there was no telling which of you was tougher. In subsequent years, there were tension, misunderstanding about the Patel and Nehru, friendship, appreciation for the other, loyalty to each other, each of loyalty to Gandhi, and bonding from struggles for freedom. Which of them in a separate prison had only dependent and were far stronger note. And then when freedom came with its joy, but also with almost overwhelming convulsion of partisan that was joined, Patel Nehru realized how fortunate they were to have each other. In January 1950, Governor General Chakrabarti Rajgopalachari, then ending his term as Free India first head of state and making room for our first President Rajendra Prasad, said, Prime Minister and his first colleague, Deputy Prime Minister, together make a possession which make India rich in even sense of the term. The former command universal love and later universal confidence. Time change, earlier decades, and forgotten sustained disinformation does its deadly work, and Nehru is Maligan's Patel statue touch the sky, but real knowledge of his life, tougher thought and work goes underground. In this circumstance, one like me, who remembered the 1940 and 1950, who had opportunity to meet both Patel and Nehru, and who has researched Patel life and written his biography, must relate the fact he know. I end therefore with sentence from an exchange of letter between them, Nehru to Patel, February 3rd, 1948. It is over a quarter century since we have closely associated with one another and have faced many a storm and perils together. I can say with full honesty that during this period my affection and regard for you have grown. Patel to Nehru, February 5, 1948. We both have been lifelong comrades in a common cause. the paramount interest of our country and our mutual respect, that is need to be know about it. And the transcendencing such differences of outlook and temperament as existed have held us together. So this way we can know the bonding between the Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Deputy Prime Minister Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. People have the lot of misunderstanding, and they talk about the Patel as a superior and he willing to be a next Prime Minister. Uh, but that is no any more scope of the any sort of the conflict in between the prime minister and deputy prime ministers. Thank you, everyone.